Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. Today is August the 11th. I'm going to do your spiritual principle a day in a meditation. I'm brought to you by Hope Through Navigation, and this is our H.O.D recovery services. Let's go ahead and get into the sharing of that screen. August 11th, harmony in spite of conflict. When we practice living in harmony with our world, we become wiser about choosing our battles. We learned where we can use our energy to make a difference and where we need to let go. That's from Living Clean, Chapter 3, Awakening to Our Spirituality. Freedom of choice is a new concept for most of us in recovery. Recovery allows us to start to make healthy choices for ourselves and to consider the consequences of those choices for everyone involved. We begin to realize that we are not the center of the universe and strive to practice goodwill. Living in harmony with the world comes easily when our interactions with others are guided by mutual respect. We may be unaccustomed to disagreeing without being disagreeable, but we can see the benefits of this approach. When we're engaged with life, disagreements and conflicts come with the territory. In recovery, we learn to navigate confrontations differently than we have in the past. None of us gets clean to be a doormat. So we've got to learn to defend ourselves and fight for our passions in principled ways. With practice, we become less impulsive in our actions and take time to decide where we want to spend our energy. One member described how he questions his own thought process. Am I championing this cause as a matter of principle or pride? Is this my battle or do I need to let go? We learn from our mistakes and those of others, and we consider the suggestions made by members for our support group more often. We grow to understand the preciousness of time. I like that. With only 24 hours in a day, we choose to find our way through conflict in ways that preserve our dignity and foster harmony. I will take a deep breath as I decide how to spend my time and energy. Today, I will choose responses that preserve my dignity and that of those around me. So we're going to change our responses today. We're going to make sure that even in conflict that we have harmony. We're going to make sure that even though we're agreeing to be disagreeable, we're also agreeing that we won't cause harm in the disagreement. We're dealing with how we present ourselves in a conflict. I'm always interested in seeing someone navigate themselves through a difficult situation, and generally with me, right? I'm watching how they go about making me understand or trying to help me understand their side. I'm watching to see if they use a lot of cuss words or call me out of my name, or are they kind and gentle in presenting their issue. They can be very passionate. I'm not worried about passionate people, right? That doesn't bother me. But when a person becomes abusive in the way that they communicate with me, I'm paying attention to that. And then I take note, okay, this is not a person that when it comes to conflict that that I can actually deal with them. And so sometimes when that happens, you just need to step away because we're not doormats. We didn't get clean, come into recovery to have people just treat us any sort of way, right? And so I pay attention to that, but more than just paying attention to how they conduct themselves, I pay attention to how I conduct myself. When I'm thinking something, I understand that this is a brainstorming that I personally am going through, and I don't have to involve anyone else in on that. And it's better that I don't, right? It's better that I brainstorm about my situation and come up with the response that is appropriate and not heated. A lot of times, my voice is very, it's not like it sounds soft right now, but that's because of the surgery, right? It's breathy, but it's not very soft. And so a lot of times people misconstrue what I'm saying, that I'm angry. And I have to remind people that anger is the furthest thing from my mind. If that's the case, right? If they're taking it that way and I'm not angry, then I try to let them know that's not where I'm coming from at all. Let's talk later when I actually have some time that I can sit down and we can actually go through it. My mother used to tell me, we don't need to make any major decisions about a situation right in that moment. Every now and then you do have a crisis and you have to make a decision, but for the most part, we have some time. And it's okay to say, I need some time to think about that. If they say I need an answer right away, then say, well, I can't give you an answer right away. How soon do you actually need a response? An hour, 2 hours, a day, or 2 days? People will rush you for their own benefit, right? And in reality, they're just trying to figure out if you're on board with them so that they can make their next move or their next decision or their next manipulation, right? And so if you push it back and just say, I need a little time to think about this and I'll get back to you by tomorrow or whenever, right? Usually the decision, this is what she taught me, the decision, the need, or the situation will work itself out without you. Usually what's needed, the end result is going to work itself out, whether you do or don't, whether you agree or not. And so that takes a lot of pressure off of me today. I want for you to promise to work through your conflicts with harmony. Start becoming the person that when something comes up, you think about it, you don't start going off at the mouth, you don't start cussing people out, you don't start slamming stuff. Get a routine. I need to go take a walk. I'll be back. Now, if you're going to take a walk, means that you're going to go cheat on your mate or it means something different to them, that may not be the technique that you need to use. You might need to say, I'm going to go sit in the backyard, so that they don't feel that once again, you're leaving them, right? You can't never deal with a situation that you're angry about because you keep running outside of the relationship or you keep procrastinating dealing with this topic of your gambling or whatever it is. So you just change it up a little bit. From here on out, when I'm not okay with what's going on, instead of me leaving the house and driving off, I'm going to go sit in the backyard with my books, my recovery books, or work on my steps, or I'm going to do prayer and meditation. When I'm ready, I'm going to come back to you and we're going to pick up this conversation. We have to grow up, people. We have to. We have to get to the point where we can stay in harmony with ourselves, with others around us, even in conflict. And I believe you can do it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on this channel listening today. So I have to end the share. I'm a bit winded. And so I want to end the share on a good note and tell you guys that I think you're wonderful. And I hope that you have a beautiful day. I hope that you believe in yourself. I hope that you begin to practice your spiritual principles in all of your affairs. I want that for you today. Have a beautiful day, and I will be talking to you tomorrow.